What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. This is the Ford Maverick XL. Why am I doing this video? Two reasons. When I first saw this thing on the road, I just fell in love with how simple it looks. And two, I wanted to see what is being offered in the truck from Ford that only starts at $23,000. Of course, you have other trucks you could choose or opt for when it comes to whether used or new, but in a smaller truck starting at $23,000, the base, how it looks, what does it actually offer everybody that is wanting to either get a truck for work or for whatever purpose it might serve them? What do you get? There are two reasons you'll probably buy this. One, you have the love for the brand, which is Ford, and two, maybe you want a brand new truck, you don't care about the brand, and you'll live with the things it might bring on with it. But at $23,000 starting price, it's not bad at all. What are we looking at? We are looking at, like I said, the XL, which is the very base. I truly love how base it is with, steel wheels, the non-body colored door mirrors and handles, and basically a combination of how a car would look long time ago, but still got nice text. As we get inside, you'll kind of see that. Up front, we're talking about under the hood for this one, 2.0 liter EcoBoost engine. This does offer two other engines, which is so the EcoBoost would be your 8-speed automatic, and then you have the CVT option, and you also have the hybrid option, though the hybrid already has recalls. So make sure you do your due diligence and somewhat of a research when it comes to what car you're trying to go for, and if it has any open recalls, be it the brand we have right now or any other brand, because you can find that on the NHTSA's website. Just type in open recalls and it'll come for the year and what have you. The front, we have nice big grille going on. We also have huge headlights, which also is a combination of LED elements and mostly halogen, which is fine. The price point, again, the starting price, I'm not gonna compare, but I really wanted to say the other cars that start at $23,000, but I'm not comparing this with anything. I'm just doing it on its own as a standalone Maverick for what it is. Down below, no fog lights, nothing out of ordinary that you would get in this price point. Just a good truck that could take beating. When I say good, that is subjective, so do your research when it comes to how good it is and how practical it is in maintaining and keeping up with, so you don't stay at Ford's workshop, but it actually does the purpose you're buying it for, which is, do things, take you places, buy it for work, buy it for whatever reason. Off to the side, like I said, I fell in love with how basic and simple it looks, because sometimes that is the most beautiful thing in the world, especially in the cars, if something is basic but still looks attractive. The steel sparkle silver wheels is what it's called. These are the base wheels, almost looks like snow tires, but you're going to be riding on 225/65 R17. It's a 17-inch rim. If, let's say, you wanted to do something and you can take a little project of your own, black these out. I think they'll look pretty decent. It's riding on the Continental tires. They're wrapped. The wheel is wrapped in the Continental tires. The side profile is here. Nothing worth mentioning outside of how simple and boxy it is. It's just a 3-box car there. Pretty solid. Now take it as a pun, if you will, but I don't know how solid it is. We'll talk about it. The engine and transmission, all US when it comes to how Ford is, but the car was assembled in Mexico too. So this is what you get when it comes to the back. So here's the back. The bed itself is about 4.5 feet, so the cargo capacity is there when it comes to what it gives you there. As far as, let's actually open the bed. So it's traditional, obviously, because a lot of stuff is manual here. It's got nice skids up there, so that's nice. You've got about 6 standards hook there. For anything extra you want, you can pay that. The car, I think, the truck, the max capacity on any Maverick that you go with is about 4,500 towing capacity, but then you need the 4K tow package, this, that, from Ford to be able to accommodate for that. So on this as is, if you get some towing capacity, I think it could tow up to like maybe 1,500 pounds or so. You do have backup camera, which is standard under the Ford emblem there. Maverick, just embossed right across. Nice. Sometimes it looks like, I think almost all Ford trucks are baby F-150s, which, by the way, F-150 has always been my favorite, which also brings me to the point that under top 10 cars that Consumer Report recorded for the cars that can reach or will reach 200,000 miles and 25% chance of reaching 500,000 miles. F-150 made that list in top 10. All the other cars, so the 9 remaining cars, were actually Hondas and Toyotas, no surprise, but I was very happy and also shocked to see the Ford F-150 land there because it's one of my favorite trucks. Now back to Maverick. This side, like I said, just a simple truck, nothing crazy, $23,000 starting price. You can't beat the price, but then again, do your due diligence and see how long this thing will last you for that price point. Should you go for a brand new truck like so, or should you buy a different brand, used one? As we go around and step inside, you can see it's got the XL badging here. No integrated turn signals, of course, but it does have heated door mirrors and blind spot monitor, so that's nice. You do have your standard jackknife key, which I'll pull up as we're looking at the door panel. So the door panel, I like the ruggedness and the look it has to it. So you've got your typical door controls here. You also have, none of them are actually one-touch auto down, so you have to press and hold every time it's going up or down. Traditional lock unlock there. The door does have, like I said, a few storages there. Here's how the key fob would look like: simple lock unlock and then the panic, and it's a jackknife key. So here is that, if I can do it right. There we go. And then as we climb into the cabin, manual seat controls, cloth seats, but the interior surprisingly is actually nice quality from what I can tell based on getting inside. Now that we're inside of the truck, the sun looks beautiful, so please don't mind if there is glare. What I have got going on here in the interior, so let's actually start this thing up. Gauge cluster, mostly fully analog with a little screen up there that gives you some, passenger or car related information there. Nothing that you would need extra on or would expect. In fact, I do like the interior quality of this for the price this one is at and the trim level it's at. So left to right, you've got your typical controls there. You also have, your dim, your speedometer stuff going on, typical Ford there. Everything is plastic, but this is injection molded plastic, so it feels nice. It's not soft to touch, but it's solid looking. And then everything else is plastic with some, texture going on to it. Your steering wheel, you folks have probably seen this one. I think this is straight out of like Escape and all the other cars, but it's fine. It does the job. You've got your cruise control, adaptive cruise control, and all that standard on this as well. So right is reserved for that. Left is for your stereo controls. Typical wiper stock, indicator stock, and wiper stock there. No rain sensing wipers or anything like that kind. As we move to the center console, you've got 8-inch screen. It does have standard CarPlay, so Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Resolution's totally fine with it. I'm not going to zonk it for the price I'm looking at it. It's totally fine. Doesn't have built-in maps, but if you have CarPlay, that's what you're going to use for. There's this little cubby thing, which is kind of cool, but I don't know what you're going to put in there. But if you wanted to, you can. Up here, you still have some storage that you could put, maybe stash a key. It's not felt, but this car is practical, or this truck is practical when it comes to the amount of storage it gives you to put things under. As we look here, everything is manual, which is nice. You've got your AC controls, your temperature there. You've got your typical. There is a missing button, so my assumption is that if you keep going up in the trim levels, this will be filled, but not too many blank switches, which brings me to the point that maybe it doesn't really offer too many things, even if you go up from one trim level to another. Even the XL gives you a USB-C and a USB-A and a 12-volt socket there, and then you've got some decent deep cubbies and stuff like that. This is obviously reserved for your phone. My assumption is if you go for a different trim level or the highest one, you probably will get the wireless charging there. A cubby here. I think Ford just has the idea of doing small cup holders. So this one you can see also for illustration purposes. Got the bottle there. It's okay size. I wouldn't call it big, nor would I call it small, but it's okay. They could be bigger. Your rotary for your what is it called? The gear shift, and that's okay. I think with trucks, what I would prefer generally would be something more rugged feeling. Not necessarily rugged in general, but just rugged feeling. It's just kind of, it's a little flamboyant, but that's okay. You've got your parking, again, For trucks, I do prefer non-electronic just to get that appeal going, but you have that. You got the modes here for snow and downhill assist there too. Start, stop, auto is also possible in these cars here. And then you've got your parking brake as well. Again, a cubby here. Just a lot of cubbies. Sometimes I feel like, okay, what are you going to use this for? Like coins, but it's going to rattle because it isn't felt, and also who is keeping the change today, that's a different case. But knowing that a lot of people will use this for its utility, so maybe that's a nice thing. Opening this is leather padded, so it's nice, and it's decent cushioned for what it is. And then you have a decent size cup, the center console here. No power inside of this of any kind, which I suppose is okay because you get enough here. You don't have any storage up here. You do have a good feel, you know, like a truck, toolish looking kind going on over there when it comes to the texture they've tried to give than your typical box, glove box here. This is how the passenger door looks, very similar to the driver. One control, obviously, for that. The seats, cloth seats, are they comfortable? They're okay for the price. They are not bad. They are on the thinner side as far as the bottom cushioning goes, but overall, I don't think it's that bad. Up here, you get nothing outside of your sunglasses holder. This is just, it's very plasticky, very flimsy. But up here, 2 map lights, nothing else. Then your adaptive cruise control and all that sits there. You have the sun visor, again, one of the biggest vanity mirrors. No lights though, but super big, so you can look at yourself in daytime. Nighttime, probably turn the map light on and then look at yourself if that's the case. As we are jumping out of this, the only thing I kind of feel like could be different, and I haven't jumped into too many trucks to know, there's this little hump, like it's big enough as you are climbing. Let me shut the car off. When we climb out, it just is kind of, it intrudes. Anyways, going into the back. Back is still, the back door feels solid. I do love the texture that Ford did, even on the XL, folks, because remember, the price point of this could have been a bare bone truck, but it isn't. So I do like that. Up here, plastic, just a little bit cushion, plastic. These are very shallow. So outside of this one, I don't think you could put anything that is open, and you shouldn't really. Climbing in, before we climb in, the seat is set to my position there, 5'9". Again, the bottom cushioning on these is, at least on the back, is okay. There is no 60-40 split, so it's a full 100% fold down. As we jump into the back, what are we looking at? So you're not really buying this to haul family with you, right? But if you were to, it's okay. People can travel in, and I'm 5'9". It's not bad. I got enough leg room and knee room here with seats all the way to my height there when it comes to me being at 5'9". Do we get air and power? We only get power. We don't get any air as far as the vents are concerned, but we also do still get, you know, a little, whatever you want to call this. I don't know what you're going to use this for, but it's there. Map pocket on one side, not on the other. Overall, the back will seat 3 people. So let's say if it's you're going somewhere on a work site or something like that, maybe you could fit 3 people, but ideally only 2. Of course, it doesn't recline or anything. You have it be flat, which is why sometimes trucks can get uncomfortable on road trips or if you want to carry family and stuff like that, because these are just flat seats, which is what the purpose is. No cup holders on here. It doesn't fold down. No cup holders on the center console, so the only place for drinks is really in the door sills, and you saw they're not the most practical there. You've got the 6-speaker audio system. Right there are the speakers in the back. So if someone's sleeping and they have their head against that and you want to blast music, you can't, because they will wake up. And that's really it in the back. Nothing exciting, nothing too much to cover in the back, but overall, and yeah, like there is a struggle every time you get out of these. And just let me know if that's how all trucks are. Maybe I should start sitting in and out of trucks more to kind of know. But what's the overall verdict on this? And I'll do another 360 and then we'll talk about, it should have capless there, so that's nice. It does have a funnel that it comes with if you ever wanted to use the gallon to do that. We'll do the walk around, then we'll stick at the price sticker to tell you folks what is going on with this particular truck for the price it's at. This window has the price sticker, so let's take a look at it. Like I said, so this is the Maverick XL front wheel drive. The base price of this is $22,595 with some of the options that it has, which is basically the Ford Copilot 360 and the bed liner, which is costing you somewhere around $495 there. And then as we look at the final price, $25,430, that includes the destination of $1,500. If unless you add an other option or something like that, it could go up. But overall, XL, I think, does the job for what it is. For the price point it comes under, as a new truck, it's not bad at all. It's not bad at all. But then again, you got to look at the open recalls. You got to look at the history. Like I said, the reason you'd buy this brand is because you have some history with this brand and you have love for it. But otherwise, I feel like with Ford in general, you either love and you will buy it, or you either hate. There is no in between. There are no neutrals for Ford. Outside of the other cars, like for example Mustang, that's a car that it's a dream car for so many people. For example, the F-150s, Raptor is one of my absolute favorite trucks. It's the most sexiest thing I can ever think of when it comes to trucks, quite frankly. There's so many others, but Ford has, you know, a certain clientele for certain cars and work trucks and this, that. They excel in those. So just make your decision if you're in the market for that, and if you don't want to shed too much money, you want to stay under $30,000, you want something new, this could be an option for you. But like I said, opt for the engine choice that has the least problems, opt for the engine choice that doesn't have any open recalls. This, that is all in consideration, and then pull the trigger and enjoy your new car. I hope this video was helpful. I hope that you folks can see what a Maverick is giving you in its base habitat, and then go from there up. Again, everybody, thank you very much for watching. One thing before I go, please subscribe to the channel so I can keep bringing more content from other brands also, and we can expand this channel. I appreciate everyone's engagement and feedback. That's exactly what I need. These are car reviews. We are here to talk about him. Either like him, dislike him, hate him. So going forward, at some point, you know, manufacturers start listening to us as consumers and start giving us what we need and not what they think we need. Until next time, take care, everybody. Have a great rest of your weekend.